Okay, you guys, you've been asking me for short hair. I know this is like really from a low standpoint. You're not going to be able to see me talking the whole time, but I want to show you what this looks like. Now, I just started blow drying, so I don't want you to get confused and say, well, is she partly straight or burnt? And she's not. It's just, I just started blow drying. She's really, really soft. She's been in weave for how long?
Years.
Years of weave. So you know it's a tad bit thin. She's soft like me, but she's extremely curly. So I put a smear of straightaway in her hair, and I'm just going to use the comb attachment because you just really want it to lay. It's not about so much body. But I'm not going to add anything else to it right now. So it's just going to be the comb attachment. I'll give her a haircut, and then we'll dry mold her, and then I'll style. Okay, so stay with us and watch. I won't be talking. There'll probably be some information coming up right after this that I'll type in so that you guys can know what I'm doing. But outside of that, hope you enjoy. So we can talk because it'll be, all our conversation will be snatched out of this. So,
Okay.
So what do you want your maintenance to be on this?
My maintenance? I guess I'm not even good at rapping, so I can't even say that. As long as I can just get up and go, basically. So I'm not to do my hair and curl if I need to, touch up here and there. But for the most part, do what I need to do.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to me, right? You can grow, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't hold. I got that.
See your face is going to be back towards the camera now. Okay, you guys. So in order to get the look you're going for, I'll post the picture that we're actually getting to right now. But we're going to start from the center. I always start my haircuts from the center. I start a guide, and it's just where I prefer to start it because I feel like I can match everything up to it. So she's going for this pixie look, and it's going to be something that's really easy movable, something that she can just put a smear straightaway souffle in just to style it every now and again if she wants to, or she can wear it curly and short with tendril. So these are Sean's ugly scissors that were just in my hand, and now I have to have my fabulous little scissors. So I judge my center by what my height is going to be in the hair, and because she's thin, I'm going to take larger sections. I'm not going to take these little teeny weeny sections because I don't want there to be such a dramatic difference in my layering. So I'm going to leave her somewhere up around in here, and that'll just be to give lift. I'll probably cut it a little shorter, and so I'm going to go side to side with my parting. So I'll be moving across her head this way, okay? So as I'm doing that and I'm lifting, you don't want to drag your hands too far. You really, really want to come straight up from the section of the head that you're working on. It's really, really important that you come straight up. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn my computer around so you guys can see us just a little bit better. Because this way I think you'll get a closer view. Sorry of what I'm doing. Or maybe not. Maybe that light is going to be a little too much. Yeah, it is. Sorry. I guess we'll go back. Maybe I can come up here. Ah, here we go. So you can see what I can see. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to come side to side right here. Okay. So I'm pulling straight up away from the head. And I'm going to go around on each side, but straight out. Don't over direct it in any direction. This really right now is just to get the base of the hairstyle. I will go back through and add my finishing touches to it. Now, I know that in hair school they teach you to pull it out this way. I don't necessarily like doing that. I want to face my work. So I like to see exactly where I am and turn my client directly towards me so that I know I'm doing exactly what I did on the opposite side. Plus, I can see it in the mirror right here in front of me, and I know how it's falling. So pulling straight out and connecting everything to your guide. And then from there, you can work from back to front. So I've cut this nice little section. It's a halo going back and forth. Now everything on this side will match up on everything on this side if I match it up. Okay? So for this next section, I'm going to do right here on the right hand side, and I'm going to take out the next little hunk of hair. And I'm going to follow that same guideline down, pulling a little piece from this section right here that I was already in, pulling it backwards. And I'm going to blend that right in. I'm still pulling straight out from the hair. Straight out the whole time. I'm going to come down. I'm going to do the next section. And really, remember, this is just to take the weight out. This is just putting the base of the haircut in. This is not, you know, the finished style. This is just me putting in, you know, a foundation of where to start from. I'm going to come back up to the center. I'm going to find my guide. I'm going to continue downwards, pulling it straight out away from the head, creating that even feel all the way through. I'm going to come back up to the front, and now I'm doing the side. But I'm pulling back up, and I'm matching back up where my guide was.
And then can you see how long yours is in front?
Uh-huh.
Can I have it like that?
Yep.
Okay.
I got you. So she's requested a heavier bang in the front. So what I'll do is I will wait to get to the front, and I'm still pulling my guide into my side. So I'm moving around in here. So I'm not going to touch any of this, but I want to still keep my sides dark, and they still have to match up. So if I pull out from here, should be able to match up right in here and then to the bottom. Okay? Slide it forward so that you're getting all your length to come and grab the front. She wants softer lines. She doesn't want a hard chiseled finish. She wants it to be really soft and sleek. So I'm going to do my side over here as well, just like I did on the other side. Matter of fact, let me turn her to the side so you guys can see. Right here works. Pulling it straight out, taking the weight out, straight away from the head the whole time, coming back up to where my guide is. Here's my guide, right here, right here, okay? Chop that off. Maybe I shouldn't use the word chop. Sounds like I'm doing something bad. Okay, so I'll say cut into that side. And I'm going to follow it into the side the same way I did, avoiding any of the center, moving that out the way, and following my guide into the side. And remember, over direct forward so that you can get that blending on your side into your front, and it's still leaving some weight around your edges. Okay, so now she has the base of what she's trying to do. Now, because you still want some fullness, and she's soft and curly, and you know once it's curly, it's going to shrivel up. It's going to definitely shrivel up when you wet it, so you don't want to cut it too short. Too short is going to leave it like she feels bald when she goes to wear it curly. So I want a little bit of weight in there, and then I'm just going to blend in this section right around here because she wants it to grab her neck, but she doesn't want it so like bulky right here. So I'm going to kind of blend from this center right after her, or right above her occipital bone. I'm going to blend it in like on a 45, but I'm still going to leave a lot of this length in here. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to start back into my center where I was, and I'm going to drag the weight down right under my occipital. So my occipital is right here. That's that little lump in the back of everybody's head. And grab it and pull it straight out and blend, but like kind of put it on a 45 and bring that bulk out right here. And leave that length at the bottom, but still all in that section around there, just blend that down. Go through side to side, Still grab. Okay, now from here, what I'll do is I'll slither exactly where I want that edge to stop, so that it's not like this straight line, that you've like slithered it and allowed it to blend in, and thinned it out just a little so it's not like this square line when you get down to the bottom. And then from there, you'll have this area that you still have to blend in here because you pulled that weight in here. So you're going to see this weight line right here that you have to erase. I'm sorry this isn't clear, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Creating some professional videos, but this is the best I can do right now for you. This is like last minute requests.
I feel so special being on video.
I'm glad. She said she feels special. She should feel special. She's in our chair. She's here with us. Yes, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, ladies, now, so we're blending that line in. She's still grabby. Everything's like right here on her edge. Let me poke you down just a little bit. All right. So I'm just going to go over this section right here, check all my lines to make sure everything is blending. There's no weight lines. There's nothing that's going to be bulky. Blending all this in. And then I'm going to continue around to my sides, because not only do I have to bring it in here in order to make her sleek and make her lay for the sides, I got to do it in here as well. Okay, so I'm not going to mess with the top, but I am going to come right in here. And I'm going to kind of do this on the same 45-degree angle as the one I did in the back, but I'm just, if you notice, I'm leaving this bottom. I'm leaving all that down the bottom. I know it's really hard to see that far away, but I'm leaving some length because she wants those long edges. So I'm really kind of just niching out the center to bring it in closer, right? And then the same way you did the slither around this back area, you'll do the same thing around this front. So if she's short up by her ear, right here where this blends, and these long hairs come in, slither it down. But just taking little teeny pieces at a time, not a lot. You don't want to hack her. And do the same thing if you need to around her front. I will wait till she is completely dry to really, not dry, but laying down after I dry mold her, to really get that going the way I want it to go. But I'm going to do the same thing on this side and take that weight right out of that middle, blending it into that front piece that will be around the front. Her wispies, I call them. And slither this front down to there. So now you're grabbing the weight in the sides, and it looks, you know, it's not bulky. It doesn't look dated. It's not round. It's very edgy, and the haircut starts falling in place, right? So then when we get up to this front, she wants to keep the length. Well, now in order to keep length in the front to blend to the top and the back, you have to over-direct it back. It's like geometry. That's why I was saying a haircut is really geometry. So we're going to drag this back. So I'll turn to the side so you can see me. But I'm going to go to the next section. Now here's my original guide. So I'm going to bring everything from here. I'm going to snatch it back to right here in the center. Now I know this is overextended because it's bringing it back from here. So now once I hold it up, you can see I automatically still have all this length that I've slid up into to the front. But it gives me a nice blending, okay? Overextend backwards, take the length out, and then here you go with it pulling forward. You still have a lot of volume. It's like the shore-proof way of creating layers. So start in the center, pull everything back, blend it back to that center, overextend it back, and then pull it forward. Same thing all over again. Overextend it backwards, trim off the ends. And you can always create something a little tighter, you know, going through and just niching where you want to if you don't like all that weight. But at least it gives you a lot of wiggle room and you know it's completely blended. That means when you go to curl it, it'll fall perfectly. So right in here in the sides, I want to still pull it in a little tighter, but I don't want to take too much weight out. So I'm just going to slither around, just color on the front. So I want to shape this just a little bit so there's a distinction between her bang and her sides. And blend this down. And I have a little bit of weight right in here. I want to make it almost look like it's tapered. So I'm just kind of slithering right here. Anytime you have a weight line that you want to erase, if you just hold the hair out slightly with your fingers, just the tips of your fingers, you can, if you have some sharp scissors, you can slither that and make that lay nice and smooth to make it look like there's not a difference in length. This actually looks like it's one length. It doesn't look like it's like chop, 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 chop. So if she leaves out the salon and tomorrow or tonight she wraps it up and she just really wants to cut, you don't want somebody looking at her to see every single line that you've put in her hair. So I make it so that once she wraps it, it just looks nice and smooth like it's supposed to be there. It's like it's just a good haircut. All right, let's blend a little bit more down the sides. All right, and I'm going to come back up to this front. So I'm just going to kind of blend just a little bit more, just to make sure I have a good amount of movement. You want layer. You don't have to take the length out, but you want to make sure it's layery, because if it's too heavy up top, especially with soft hair, it'll fall really quickly. So you want to give the illusion of a lot of layer, but you still, and with fullness, but you still want to keep the length. So always, just like you did around the back, keep that back a little longer, but you keep the front a little longer. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Unfortunately, you're not going to really be able to see me too well. I'll try and allow you to see what I'm doing. Pull it back and snip, snip, snip. Notice I didn't say chop, chop, chop. Just snip, snip, snip. And then when we get to the sides, we'll do the same thing. Over here, there's this weight line that from her side, from me kind of bringing her in a little tighter in the side, you see it just jumps from like short to like this bang in the front. And I want to bring this in a little tighter in here, so I'm slithering this weight out and removing the line, taking it in a little tighter towards the side so it lays like I tapered it. You can brush it down to see what you're doing. And right here along the front, you want to create some distinction between the bang and that edge. Not too much, but enough. And then if you were to wear it flat, which side would you wear it to? This side. Okay. So since her front, she prefers to wear it to this side, I would actually go the opposite way. This is your better side.
Okay.
Okay. So client listens. Mm-hmm. See? Suggest, suggest, suggest. And the reason why I suggest is because this side of her hair, you know, we get these thinning spaces right here in the top of our head. This side is a little bit more prominent. This side I can blend a little bit better. And I told you she was already thin. So I'll pull it over to this side. This way she keeps all of her length in the front that she's looking for. And I'll just cut off some of the little pieces. Now, this is the most important part. Now we're going to dry mold. Dry molding is what allows your client's hair to lay just like you put wrap and tap, motions, lotions, whatever you're putting on your hair to lay it down. But it gives you that tight feel. If you were to gel it after a relaxer, this is what lays it down in the place that when you curl, every hair is like lined right up. And if you notice, she's laying right down. There's no problems with me brushing this down. Straightaway souffle is perfect for this. And I'm not adding any more product. If you add more product at this phase, the texture needs to be a little thick. If it's soft and thin like this and you put straightaway souffle on this to lay this down, she's going to look like cat lick. So you don't want to create that. Yeah, you definitely want to have the bouncy, movable hair. So I've laid her. She has a very distinct part. You will not see that once she comes from under there because there's no product. It's just going to be the motion the hair is moving in, or the direction the hair is moving in. Hold your sides, dear. Make sure all these, lift up your hand on this side. Make sure your edges are pulled in. You don't want any of those frizzies hanging out, especially not in the peaks on the side. You want those covered. It's really important because otherwise, when you are curling them, they're going to have a mind of their own and go in their own direction, and you'll be angry and saying, straightaway souffle didn't work. And it really does, and you just didn't do it the right way. So get everything tied on. And if you notice, I'm not leaving spaces. I'm just coming straight back. I covered over, but I'm like overlapping in every space. And you waste a lot of sanding strips doing this, but you get the results you want. And where you've lessened up on other products, you know, now you have some wiggle room to use a little bit more Sandix to cover every section. You can let go. You can let go of your sides. All right, and then make sure at this bottom you cover this neck, because if she bends her head under the dryer, you want to make sure those hairs aren't rolling up. So I've covered every last strand, and she will go under the dryer for 10 minutes. And then I'll tune you guys right back in for the second half of our finish. Thank you very much for signing in to ALT Hair Care with Anika Lee Thompson Staples. Sign in.